Hello, maths fans. We are looking at an example question for an arithmetic sequence, the sum of an arithmetic sequence. I suggest pausing this now to have a read of the question, see what you can do yourselves, and then I'll go through how I would tackle it. Okay, so the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is given by Sn equals n squared minus 2n. Determine the first term and the common difference. Now, initially you might think to go to the formula for the general term of the sum of an arithmetic series. But actually, if we think about the nature of, when I'm adding up a series, if we think of a most simple arithmetic sequence, well, the sum of the first n terms, if I was doing the sum of the first 5 terms here, I'd do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. This is just a very simple example. It's not this one here. But if I was to do the sum of the first 1 term, well, that just is the first term. So if I want to know the first term, well, the sum of the first 1 terms is the same as the first term, because we're adding just that term to itself. There's nothing else added. So actually what I can do is I can say when n is 1, we would have 1 squared minus 2 times 1. And that will be the first term. So 1 squared is 1, minus 2 times 1 is minus 2. And so that is negative 1. And that's our first term. It's the sum of the first 1 terms, and it's also the first term. Now, if I want the common difference, well, from one term to the next, I just subtract the next term, or the previous term from the next term. So, if I know what the sum of the first 2 terms are, let's consider that. The sum of the first 2 terms is going to be the first term plus the second term. So let's think about this. The sum of the first 2 terms is going to be 2 squared minus 2 times 2. So that's going to be 4 minus 4, which is 0. So the sum of the first 2 terms is 0. And that means that u1 plus u2 equals 0. We already know that u1 is negative 1. So if negative 1 plus u2 equals 0, well, that means that u2 equals 1. Now that we know that second term, we can say u2 minus u1, the second term minus the first term, will give us the common difference. And u2 is 1, u1 is negative 1, so minus negative 1, 1 minus minus 1, well, that equals 2. And so the common difference is 2. And there it is, a 7-mark question. Looks quite nasty to begin with, but actually when we're calculating the first term in the sequence, the sum of the first 1 terms is the same as the first term, which is a very handy bit of information. All right.